हरे हरे राम राम राम
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण 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 राम
शिव शंकर गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे
जय श्री
कृष्ण
कृष्ण चैतन्य
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण राम राम राम
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
राम
प्रभु
राम राम राम
नित्यानंद श्री
हरे
अद्वैत गदाधर
कृष्ण
शिवासादि
कृष्ण राम
गौर
राम राम राम
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 14th of April, Sunday, Vishnu Masa or Chaitra Masa, Shukla Paksham on Sasthe today. So there are no Vaishnava events today. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj and saying that, O King, Lord Brahma, after worshipping the Supreme Lord, he received the knowledge about the Bhagavatam, and also Brahma has emanated from the lotus flower, which is emanated from the novel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So the personified Vedas. So here, Brahma has studied the Vedas 3 times very scrutinizingly and attentively. And then after that, he understood that attraction to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate thing. That is the perfection of human life, perfection of the entire life. So that is Bhagavan Brahma Kashnayena Trihi Anviksha Manishaya Tad Adhyavasyat Kutastho Ratiratman Yato Bhavet. That is Ratiratman Yato Bhavet. That Ratihi, that is the attraction towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the ultimate thing. Ratiratman Yato Bhavet. That is Brahma has concluded that part. So now today, Sukadeva Goswami is further saying, all, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his plenary expansions, he exists in the heart of all the living entities, along with the individual soul. So the Lord as a super soul, he exists in all the living entities. And any intelligent person with a little bit of, if he uses a little bit of intelligence, he can understand that he is not the body, he is existing within this body. He is the as a spirit spark, as a spirit soul, living force. And also to carry out his activities, always some person is giving some instructions from the heart, that is super soul. So using his intelligence, anyone can understand it by different signs or by the hypothesis, like that. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj. So we are in the second canto, second chapter, verse number 35. भगवान् सर्वभूतेषु लक्षितः स्वात्मना हरिः दृश्यैर्बुद्ध्यादिभिः द्रष्टा लक्षणैः अनुपा अनुमापकैः Bhagavan Sarvabhuteshu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sarvabhuteshu, in all the living entities. Sarvabhuteshu. Lakshitaha Swa Atmana Harihi, and Lakshitaha, he is visible. Swa Atmana Harihi, Swa Atmana, it is along with the individual soul. Harihi, that Lord again. Bhagavan Sarvabhuteshu Lakshitaha Swa Atmana Harihi. So, and this particular statement, Krishna spoke as well. Upadrashtarmanta cha bhatta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto Deheshu Purushah Paraha. There is a other person who is existing within the heart of all the living entities, who is the Upadrashta Anumanta cha Bhatta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. So, likewise, here Sukadeva Goswami is saying that one. Bhagavan Sarabhuteshu Lakshitaha Swa Harihi Swa Harihi. And here further he says, Drusyaihi Buddhyadibihi Drasta. Drusyaihi Buddhyadibihi Drasta. And it can be seen, Drusyaihi, by little bit of intelligence. And here Drasta, one who sees with his intelligence. He can easily understand that there is super soul as well along with him. Lakshanaihi, Anumapakaihi, and by different signs and by hypothesis. This is contemplation. Yes, it is. I'm not the body, I'm the living force. And I'm not getting the instructions by myself, there is other person as well. Likewise, with the different signs and by hypothesis, one can understand using just a little bit of intelligence is needed. Drusaihi buddhyadibihi drashta lakshanaihi anumapakaihi. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, Bhagavan sarvabhuteshu lakshitaha swatmana harihi drusyaihi buddhyadibihi drashta lakshanaihi anumapakaihi. So translation for this verse. The personality of Godhead Lord Shri Krishna is in every living being along with the individual soul. And this fact is perceived and hypothesized in our acts of seeing and taking help from the intelligence. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay.
So this is very long purport. I need 3 voluntary devotees to read 3 paragraphs. And Meena Mataji would read Prabhupada's letter. That is also very big one. So can I request any new devotees? Can I request Samjana Mataji? Would you like to read that one? First paragraph.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Would you like to read the first paragraph, Mataji?
Yes, okay. The general argument of the common man is that since the Lord is not visible to our eyes, how can one either surrender unto him or render trans- transcendental loving service unto him? To such a common man, here is a practical suggestion given by Srila Sukradeva Goswami as to how one can perceive the Supreme Lord by person and perception. Actually, the Lord is not perceivable by our present materialized sense, but when one is convinced of the presence of Lord by a practical service attitude, there is a revelation by the Lord's mercy, and such a pure devotee of the Lord's can perceive the Lord's presence always and everywhere. He can perceive that intelligence in the form direction of the uh, Param, Param, Paramatma, plenary portion of the personality of Godhead. The presence of Paramatma in everyone's company is not very difficult to realize even for the common man. The procedure is as follows. One can perceive own self identification and feel positivity that he exists. He may not feel it very abruptly, but by using a little intelligence, he can feel that he is not the body. He can feel that the hand, the leg, the head, the hair, and the limbs are all his bodily parts and parcels, but as such, the hand, the leg, the head, etc., cannot be identified with his self. Therefore, just by using intelligence, he can distinguish and separate his self from other things that he sees. So the natural conclusion is that the living being, either man or beast, is the seer, and he sees beside himself all other things. So there is a difference between the seer and the sin. Now, by a little use of intelligence, we can also readily agree that the living being who see the things beyond himself by ordinary vision has no power to see, or to move independently. All our ordinary action and perception depends on various forms of energy supplied to us by nature in various combinations. Our sense of perception and of action, that is to say, our five perception sense of first hearing, second touch, third sight, fourth taste, and five smell, as well as our five sense of action, namely one hand, two legs, three speech, four evacuation organs, and five reproductive organs, and also our three subtle sense, namely first mind, second intelligence, and third ego. 13 sense in all are supplied to us by a various arrangement of gross or subtle form of natural energy, and it is equally evident that our object of perception are nothing but the product of the inexhaustible inexhaustible permutations and combination of the forms taken by natural energy. As this conclusively proves that the ordinary living being has no independent power of perception or of motion, as we undoubtedly feel our existence being conditioned by nature's energy, we conclude that he who sees in spirit, and that the senses as well as the object of perception are material. The the spiritual quality of the soul is manifest in our dissatisfaction with the limited state of materially conditioned existence. That is the difference between spirit and matter. There are some less intelligence argument that matters developed the power of seeing and moving as a certain organic development, but such an argument cannot be accepted because there is no experimental evidence that matter has anywhere produced a living entity. Trust no future, however pleasant. Idle talks regarding future development of matter into spirit are actually foolish because no matter has ever developed the power of seeing or moving in any part of the world. Therefore, it is definite that matter and spirit are two different identities, and this conclusion is arrived at by the use of intelligence. Now we come to the point that the things which are seen by a little use of intelligence cannot be animate unless we accept someone as the user of or director of the intelligence. Intelligence gives one direction like some higher authority, and the living being cannot see or move or eat or do anything without the use of intelligence. One who fails to take advantage of intelligence, he become a deranged man, and so a living being is dependent on intelligence or the direction of superior being. Such intelligence is all pervading. Every living being has his intelligence, and this intelligence being the direction of some higher authority, is just like a father given direction to his son. The higher authority who is present and residing within every individual living being is the super self. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully read the first paragraph. It is a long one. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Can I request the devotee to take a turn to read the second paragraph? Malati Mataji, would you like to read the second paragraph? Hare Krishna, Malati Mataji. Okay, if Mataji is not available, can I request Radhika Sevka Radha Sevka Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. At this point in our investigation, we may consider the following question. On the one hand, we realize that all our perception and activities are coordinated by arrangements of natural nature. Yet we also ordinarily feel and say, I am perceiving or I am doing. Therefore, we can say that our material sense of perception and action are moving because we are identifying the self with the material body, and the superior principle of super self is guiding and supplying us according to our desire. By taking advantage of the guidance of Supersoul in the form of intelligence, we can either continue to study and to put into practice our conclusion that I am not this body, or we can choose to remain in the false material identification, fancying ourselves to be the possessors and doers. Our freedom consists in orientating our desire either toward the ignorant material misconception of the true spiritual connection. We can easily attain to true spiritual conception by recognizing the Supreme Paramatma to be our friend and guide, and by dovetailing our intelligence with the superior intelligence of Paramatma. The super self and the individual self are both spirit, and therefore the super self and individual self are both qualitatively one and distinct from matter. But to the super soul and the individual self, but the super self and therefore the super self, therefore the individual self cannot be on equal level, because the super self gives direction or supplies intelligence, and the individual self follows the direction, and thus actions are performed properly. The individual is completely dependent on the direction of the Supreme Self, because in every step, the individual self follows the direction of the super self in the matter of seeing, hearing, thinking, feeling, willing, etc.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely read. Can I request other devotee to take it on to Ramlala Prabhuji? Would you like to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I read?
Yes, please, Mataji. Yes.
Ramlala Prabhu has pain again.
Mataji, yeah, please.
Okay. So far as common sense is concerned, we come to the conclusion that there are three identities, namely matter, spirit, and super spirit. Now, if we go to the Bhagavad Gita or the Vedic intelligence, we can further understand that all three identities, namely matter, individual spirit, and the super spirit, are all dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The super self is the partial representation of planetary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhagavad Gita affirms that the Supreme Personality of Godhead dominates all over the material world by his partial representation only. God is great and he cannot be simply an order supplier of the individual selves. Therefore, the super self cannot be a full representation of the Supreme Self, Purushottama. The absolute personality of Godhead, realization of the super self by the individual self, is the beginning of the self-realization, and by the progress of such self-realization, one is able to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead by intelligence. By the help of authorized scriptures and principally by the grace of the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary conception of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the further explanation of the science of God. So, if we stick in our determination and pray for the mercy of direct intelligence sitting within the same bodily tree like a bird sitting with another bird as explained in the Upanishads. Certainly the purport of the revealed information in the Vedas becomes clear in our vision, and there is no difficulty in realizing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. The intelligent man, therefore, after many births of such use of intelligence, surrender himself at the lotus feet of Vasudeva, as confirmed by the Bhagavad Gita 7.19. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So this purport is very long purport. It's lots of science and practical realization. So here Sukadeva Goswami mentions the Lord exists in the heart along with the individual souls. Swa Atmana Harihi. And anyone can easily perceive. Dusyehi Buddhi Adibihi Drashta, using intelligence and the symptoms, signs, and hypothesis. Drashta, he is the seer. Lakshanaihi Anumapakaihi. So by the signs and hypothesis. So Prabhupada is beautifully explaining here how one can perceive. So it is not the legs, myself. We identify these are my, like that. But we are not them. So we are different from the matter. That Prabhupada is explaining with all the 13 elements here. Am I the mind? Am I the intelligent? Am I the ego? So all these things. These are all supplied by the material nature. And then further Prabhupada is, and here individual living entity has no independent power of perception or of motion. So everything it receives the directions from the Supreme Soul. Upadrashta Anumantacha. Upadrashta Anumantacha Bhatta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. This is who is the overseer. Anumanta, who is the giving permission to the living entity. Bhatta, who is the lord of living entity. Bhokta, who is the enjoyer. Maheshwaraha, who is the supreme personality of Godhead in all the universes. So that is Bhatta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha. Paramatmeti cha apiyukto. He is the supreme lord, who is the super soul. Paramatmeti cha apiyukto deheshu. So he is the Purusha Paraha. He is the supreme lord, not belonging to this material world. That is, he gives all the instructions. It happens in such a way that we don't perceive that someone is giving instructions in straight away. It goes in the very subtle level. We think that we are doing, but actually the super soul is giving instructions to us. There is no time gap at all. Individual. That's why one thinks that it is I am thinking, it is my intelligence. But actually, Upadrashta Anumanta, the Lord is giving everything to speak and to think. And this is the all these things Prabhupada mentions: thinking, willing, and feeling, all these symptoms. So this is very beautiful purport. And the next one is also Prabhupada is explained. And the super soul, it is different from the supreme personality. Same and the different. On the transcendental platform, it is the same, but different in terms of the hierarchy. So Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृष्णम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. When Krishna expands the Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma, they're all depending on Krishna only. And the super soul, it is one because one with Krishna on the transcendental platform. But in the hierarchy, so Krishna is the source of all the Paramatma and the Brahma Jyoti. Brahmano hi pratistaham amrutasya aviyasya cha shashvatasya dharmasya sukasya aikantikasya cha. Brahmano hi pratistaham, even that Brahma is depending on me. And Super Soul is one of the partial expansions of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. यद्द्वैतं ब्रह्मोपनिषदप्यतनुभा यात्मन्तर्यामि पुरुष इति सोषांश विभवः षडैश्वर्यः पूर्णो येह भगवान् स स्वयमयं न चैतन्यात् कृष्णात् जगति परतत्त्वं परमिह. This is Krishna, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other Krishna himself. Soshamsha Vibhavaha. This is Paramatma is Amsha Vibhava. Is Prakash Bhava, Prakash expansions, Vaibhava expansions, or for the material creation maintenance, the Lord expands himself. Karnodakasai Vishnu, Garbhodakasai Vishnu, Kshirodakasai Vishnu. So Kshirodakasai Vishnu is the super soul of all the living entities. So that is one more per paragraph, and then further that super soul gives all intelligence to the living entity, and one can easily understand. So finally Prabhupada confirms that one understands this Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So Prabhupada brings that one from here, from the Bhagavad Gita. So beautifully explained, to take and discuss this one, it takes a lot of time. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, and Prabhupada is very beautifully explaining here. Whenever you get a chance, so kindly go through this one. Bhagavan sarvabhuteshu lakshitha swatmana harihi drusyaihi buddhyadibihi drashta lakshanaihi anumapakaihi. Okay, so it's from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what is the meaning of seed here is mentioned?
It is seer drashta. So one, the seer who is observing the things. The seer is the person who is watching everything. Drashta. So I am watching and witnessing and everything happening to my body and all these things, my intelligence. This body is made up of the material elements, the three material modes of nature acting on this body. Prakrutehe karmani gune karmani sarvashaha ahankar vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. We think that we are doing, but actually material nature is working on the body. We are different from the material body. When we see differently from material body, then we become the seer of the activities of a material body. Our thinking, our intelligence, why my hands are moving like this, using that intelligence, like that. We become the seer, drashta, when we have got some kind of intelligence through the scriptures, by hearing from the spiritual master, and like that, and from the devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so we shall move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So can I request Meena Mataji to read this letter? Letter to Hit Saranji, February 2, 1970, Los Angeles.
Hare Krishna. My dear Isranji, please accept my blessing. I thank you very much for your letter dated 24 January 1970. I have written one letter to Srimati Sumati Maharaji Maharaji of the Skindle Steam Navigation Company, and the copy of the letter addressed to her is enclosed here with the reference. It's if some of your men on or the shipping agent men will see her in Bombay, because I think the package will be shipped via Bombay, then I am sure she will section free carriage of the package. But I may instruct you, if somehow or other this Skindia Stream Navigation Company delay the matter, you may advise your shipping agent to dispatch without delay. We will pay the shipping charges here if your trust is legally unable to bear the cost of sending the murtis to America. Formerly, you informed me in your letter that the Brilla Trust will bear the cost of carriage also for the four pairs of murtis which they have donated. So if they can bear the cost of shipping, why your trust will be legally unable to do so? Anyway, my open advice is to you that if Scandia Steam Navigation Company does not agree, then you can ship the murtis for being carried to the following destination at my cost. You will simply send me the shipping document to the following address, and we will arrange to clear them. Shipping instructions: pair of murti like ISKCON Temple, 38 Beacon Street, Boston. Yeah, ISKCON Temple, 372 Park Avenue, Montreal, 18 ISKCON Temple, 1975 South Los Angeles. I hope this dispatch process will clear the whole things, and you will kindly do the needful as early as possible. At least may I request you to add with each pair of murti japa malas the big beads for chanting 100 pairs with each pair of murtis. Please offer my regards to Seth Jaya Dayalal Dalmia. I know that you are always very busy, but still I shall request you as my beloved child to reply my letter at your earliest convenience. Thanking you in anticipation. Your ever well-wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, you will be pleased to know that our next attempt will be open our center in Sydney, Australia. We have already opened in Tokyo, Japan. The address is as follows. So we require many pairs of deities already. 24 centers are there, and the next attempt will be in Berlin, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, extra. Krishna.
Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Just instructing to the regarding the murtis, like the one of the company, like it's a delay. So he just said we will take off the cost of that delay, if yeah, it's the same package will ship by Bombay, and then I will show you will take it. Yeah, it's just about how to motivate to send various places, and he just said we will accept the extra cost on legal obligation or anything will bear with that cost, and he was just asking that the Birla Trust, who is who are like build a trust will be at the cost of courage also. So why this, like, so if they can be at the worshipping, why your trust will be legally unable to do so? So he just asking the few question, and then he's instructed to send the murti, like giving the various address, and he also asked that about that. I know, understand that you are busy, but he was thinking, like, to get the reply, as convenient as possible, and yeah. And then he just said that there's other places. Our next center is opening in Japan as well, and giving the address of that.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, there's like so we have required many pair of deity already. 24 centers are there. So yeah, in Japan there is already 24 centers, and we just talking about Alex about that.
This letter is in the 1970. So by that, within those years, 24 centers are opened.
Japan itself.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly summarizing this letter. Also, japmalas are also being sent to the Mut along with Mutis, so that it will be distributed in those centers to the devotees there. And here, when we observe this kind of letters, Prabhupada questioning and reasoning logically in a humble manner as well. This is comes pranindriyanam vidhi sauryavardhanam. When we perform any activities in the material life also, it comes through because reading the scriptures, understanding them, our mind intelligence works parallelly in multiple directions perfectly. Pranindriyanam vidhi sauryavardhanam narayanante gatranga shrunutam. So this is by hearing the Krishna Katha only. All this power comes Krishna Katha. And the speaking about Krishna Katha, one's intelligence, mind, and the senses, everything will be perfect in all times and circumstances. We see it practically that Prabhupada is doing everything, questioning, reasoning, and if it is not, and we are there to pay the cost, taking every advantage for Krishna consciousness. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. That is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Any other comments, dear devotees, from Bhagavatam or this letter you wanted to share and add any comments? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Is there a difference between deities and murtis?
So deities, murtis become deities when they are doing prana pratishta. So that is what I understand. So when the murtis are installed in the temple,
They become deities.
yes, and with prana pratishta and all the ceremony, then we start worshipping, then they become deities. So the Lord is present there. And
Yeah,
before that, it is the murti is the form of the Lord.
yeah. There's a lot of people, we use murtis when we describe the Lord. And then, I know it's commonly used now when it's in situ in the temple or any temple, your temple, the big temples. Hare Krishna.
Murti means it is the form of the Lord, personified form. This is Kaivalyam Eva Murtimat. In the Vaikuntha, all the living entities, they have got forms. Some are having different forms to serve the Lord. Kaivalyam Eva Murtimat. Here in this material world, we have got temples in a form that with the naked materialized, we can see and perceive with our senses. The Lord appear in the form of he manifests through the stones and different materials. There are given around 8 materials in this material world, or the sand, or the clay, stone, and metals, gold, silver, all these kinds of metals. and few other materials also, and wood. So he would be manifested the murti form in using those materials to see with our material eyes. Thank you so much, Mataji. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
In the Bhagavad Gita, we just read the verse that if super soul is situated in everybody's heart, so why every human has all have different quality, Samad Bhakta, devotee, or devil, and because God have you free will. Is this the reason?
Individual soul, it has got a little free will. Yatechasi tata kuru. So Krishna says to Arjuna, Arjuna, do whatever you yatechasi tata kuru. You have got all the knowledge now. You act according to your own free will. Lord does not interfere, but it is very tiny. We depend on the Lord for sanction everything. Take like a son is taking permission. Father, can I do this one? Father, can I go there? Father, can I play this one? So likewise, the individual soul, he requests all kinds of permissions from the super soul. That it happens very subtle level within the heart, and the Lord sanctions those desires. But we depend on the Lord, and what we are doing, it is simply desiring. We are simply desiring. And so once the Lord sanctions, and also we depend on the material nature as well, like a bodily, the legs, senses, and all these things, mind, intelligence, all these things. We depend on the Lord and material nature at every point of time. We have got very little freedom, but there is a little freedom, little, that is to desire. So Prabhupada mentions, make all desires to serve Krishna only, then only everything will become perfect. If you serve to your senses, which are temporary, then we will be entangled. That desire is there. Using that free will, we need to move that desires to Krishna service. And Paramatma to look after and fulfill and sanction those desires.
Because when we do something wrong or something, all the soul will say that, oh, don't do that way, but still we do sometimes. So the soul always tell you not to inside, but sometimes don't listen.
Yes, even though it is not right, and we will be compelled to do sinful activities, compelled to. So Arjuna asked the same question to Krishna. Even though sometimes it is not appropriate and we are forced to do and act in the sinful activities. Why, Krishna? Please tell me. Then Krishna immediately says, Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna samudbhavaha. It is just like the mirror, pure mirror is covered by the dust, and the baby in the womb covered by the vulvena. Likewise, and also the fire is covered by a smoke. Likewise, our deep desires, the sense gratification, lording it over the nature, trying to enjoy the nature, that deep desire, it is covered by so many activities. So that is coming from us, individual soul. When that desire is changing to serve the Lord, then material nature doesn't work on. Asevayayam prakutir gunanam jnanena vairagya vijrumbitena. Asevayayam prakutehe gunanam. If we do not serve this material nature, that means we don't serve our material body. Jnanena vairagya vijrumbitena. Yogena mai apitayacha bhaktya mam pratyagatmanam ihavarunde. He is called as Jivan Mukta. So who is surrendering himself through Bhakti Yoga to the Supreme Lord, he will become Jivan Mukta. Even in the living body, he will attain the perfection of human life and he will become very free, like Narada Muni. Of course, until he leaves this material body, he will wander like that. So that is, one has to change his desires from material, serving his senses. Instead of serving his senses, he has to serve the Lord's senses. The Lord is the Rishikesha, he is the Lord of the senses. Any other questions, Mataji?
In the purport is the beginning is like you just reading, they're saying like intelligent but common man will ask the question that we cannot see the eyes, our eyes, this level of eyes, so how can we know that?
Yes. Generally, so this is the questions, but they do not put these questions to themselves. They put in front of, but yes, it is arrangement for the devotees to answer such kind of questions. Any other, you wanted to say something, Mataji?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other questions or comments before we move on to the next part of the Shloka learning, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, where Garbhodak Sai Vishnu Shloka. If there are no questions, we shall conclude the session and go to the Shloka learning. Okay, so now we'll move to the next part. So in the last session, so we have learned about Karnadaka Sai Vishnu in the first canto, third chapter, first verse. Now we are going to do the second verse, which is the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is the second expansion within this material world. So the first verse, so the Goswami, this is the chapter is meant is the creation. So Krishna is the source of all source of all incarnations. That is chapter. And so first verse was Jagurihe Purusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhutam Sod Sakalam Loko Sambhutam Sod Sakalamado Lokasisrukshaya. This is Sambhutam Sod Sakalam with 16 elements. So the Lord expands as a Karnadak Sai Vishnu. This is the first expansion in this. The Lord first in the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for the material creation. And thus, at first, there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universes. That is Karnadaka Sai Vishnu. So this Karnadaka Sai Vishnu, just share this one. So in this Karnadaka Sai Vishnu, this is one verse is the Karnadaka Sai Vishnu. It explains that Lord. And then now, second verse is going to explain about the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu here. So we're going to the second verse. So here. So the shloka goes like this. So dear devotees, so finally this is shloka learning and about the Sanskrit words, how we pronounce, and then stressing the sounds and understanding the meaning of the words, synonyms. Yasyam bhasisayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabhihradam bhujad asid brahma visvujam patihi. Yasya ambhasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabi hradam bhujad asid hradam bhujad asid brahma visvujam patihi. So now I request dear devotees. So here this one, a part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe from the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. So that is the verse and meaning. So I request dear devotees, kindly take the turns to recite this verse 3 times, and then we go into the meanings of it later on. So we shall move into the alphabetical reverse order. Musha Mataji, would you like to take a turn to recite 3 times?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. यस्याम्भसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रामृतन्वतः नाभिरिदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजां पतिः यस्याम्भसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रामृतन्वतः नाभिरिदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजां पतिः यस्याम्भसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रामृतन्वतः नाभिरिदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजां पतिः हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Can I request next Sanchita Mataji?
Hare Krishna. यस्साम्भसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रान्वितान्वतः नाभिहिदाम्बुजादाशेद् ब्रह्म विश्वसृजां पतिः यस्साम्भसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रान्वितान्वतः नाभिहिदाम्बुजादाशेद् ब्रह्म विश्वसृजां पतिः यस्साम्भसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रान्वितान्वतः नाभिहिदाम्बुजादाशेद् ब्रह्म विश्वसृजां पतिः. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Can I request Sita Sundari Mataji and Ramlala Prabhuji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yasambhasi sayanasya yogo nidram bitan bataha naviridayam bhujat asit brahma vishya srijam patiha yasam Vasisa sayanasya jago nidra bitan bataha naviridayam bhujat asit brahma visha srijam patiha yasambasi sayanasya jago nidra bitan bataha naviridayam bhujat asit brahma vishya srijam patiha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Very beautifully recited, Mataji. Thank you. Can Ramlala Prabhuji be also available?
Ramlala Prabhuji is not capable. He has pain too much.
Good,
Sorry
Mataji.
for that. Hare
No.
Krishna.
Hare. Can I request Radha Sevaka Mataji, please?
यस्याम्बसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रान्वितान्वतः नाभिहृदाम्बुजद् आसीत् ब्रह्मविश्वासृजां पतिः यस्याम्बसि संयानस्य योगनिद्रान्वितान्वतः नाभिहृदाम्बुजद् आसीत् ब्रह्मविश्वासृजां पतिः यस्याम्बसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रान्वितान्वतः नाभिहृदाम्बुजात् आसीत् ब्रह्म विश्वासृजां पतिः.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful. This is Hrada. Hrada is the lake. Hrada is the heart. This is Hradambujat. Thank you so much, Mataji. So can I request Meena Mataji next to recite 3 times?
Hare Krishna. Yes, यस्माभसि सयानस्य योगनिन्द्रावितन्वतः नाभिरदा भुजन्दासि ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजापतिः यस्माभ्यसि सयानस्य योगनिन्द्रावितन्वतः नाभिरदा हृदया भुजन्दासि ब्रह्म विश्वसृजापतिः यस्याभ्यसि सयानस्य योगनिन्द्रावितन्वतः नाभिरदा भुजन्दासि ब्रह्म विश्वसृजापतिः.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Can I request Malati Mataji next? If Mataji is available. Or can I request Jahna Kanya Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Yasyambhasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitan vitaha nabhi hiradayam bujadasid brahma vishvasrijam pati yasyambhasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitan vitaha nabhi Iradam Bujam Nasid Brahma Vishwasrijam Pati Yasyam Bhasi Sayanasya Yoga Nidram Vitambataha Nabi Bradam Buddha Jad Asya Brahma Vishnu Shridam Pati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Can I request Gaurangi Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yasya asmasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha navidida ambujam asit brahma vishwasijam patiha. Yasya asmasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha navidida ambujam asit brahma vishwasijam pati. Yasya asvasi sayanasya yoga nindram vitanvataha navidida ambujam asit brahma vishwasijam pati. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So here it is Yasya Ambasi. Ambasi is the water of the Yasya is the of whose, and Sayanasya the person who is lying in the water, and the Yoga Nidram, he is in the Yoga Nidra Pitanvataha. So and he is ministering, and here Nabi Hrada is the lake within the navel. It is Hrada. Sometimes Hruda is the heart. Here Hrada is the lake, Nabi Hrada. So it is in the navel. And Ambujad Asid. Ambujad is the lotus flower that has come from that lake, navel lake. Asid, and he is manifested or sitting. Who is sitting there? Brahma, the Lord Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, who is Visva Sujampatihi, Brahma, the father of the living beings, and Visva Sujampatihi, the universe and Sujampatihi, who is the engineer, who is going to create the material bodies for all the living entities. Patihi, he is the master. So, yasya ambhasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabi hradam bujad asit brahma visra sujampatihi. So, a very beautiful verse to explain about Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Now I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions in this verse in terms of the Sanskrit words, otherwise I request dear devotees take turns and to understand the context of the situation. Vaishwata Goswami is mentioning here. So here it is the description of the personality of Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, as well as Brahma also came from the lotus flower that has emanated from the lake of the navel of Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. So any questions from the Sanskrit perspective? From there are different things, Srijam, and there is
The
a
first
dot.
line, Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am.
Yashyam Bhasi. Should you separate that or you say Bashish?
So here,
Bashishayanasya.
here when we are, if we do it individually, Yasya Ambasi Saya Ainasya, and who is lying down in the bed. Sorry, Sayana, lying down, Sayanasya. So when we are combinedly doing together, the sounds will come properly. And also where we are trying to break the words. So here, this one in the Sanskrit in one line, if we yasyam vasasayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha, in a single breath, we do it in one line. But if I wanted to take a breath and it's breaking this line into two, yasyam vasasayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha. So there in between a little bit of break, and then we pronounce this second half. So pronouncing half of the line, it would give a good vibration. When we do it word by word, it would reduce the power, little bit of power. Yasya ambasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha. It gives the same meaning, and also it is also beautiful, but we do at least half. It comes with the flow, and whichever the pitch we are comfortable with it, we can go. But wherever our breaths are coming properly, pronouncing the sound vibration, that is we follow.
But do you not join the vowel to the next letter? Because I thought you couldn't expose the vowel.
Yes,
Basyam basish Bashishaya nasya. Yasyam pashish. The I is joined with the S, isn't it? In the middle.
Yasyam basi sayanasya. So yes. This is pronouncing, it is not joined. Yasyam basi sayanasya.
All right, because I thought the vowel had to be joined.
But here, this vowel here, for example, Yasya and Ambasi, the A is prolonged here, longing here.
Yeah, because of the, yeah.
That is split here. Here,
of
one A here, and another A goes to here, Ambasi.
Okay.
Okay, listen the similarly here. Hrada plus Ambujad. Hrada plus Ambujad from the lotus and out of the lake. And Asid. And here, when we do it loudly in a single breath, Asid, we pronounce da. And here, when we are doing separately synonyms, Asid. Prabhupada is mentioning in a separate as it here. Brahma Visvasujam Patihi. So any other questions, dear devotees? So it comes as part of the Chandasu. So Chandasu, a grammatical point of view, when we are learning the Sanskrit, it is so beautifully the Lagu and Guru, the symbols pronunciations. Ya and then Sia goes to Guru and Ya becomes a Lagu. Yeah, Lagu means which can be pronounced simply, like a Ka, Ga, Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sa. And Guru, it becomes more stressed. This is kind of a grammatical thing. Here, Sia, it is a big word, combined word, and then prolonged word, Ka, Ga, Ka. Where there is a stress, it becomes a Guru's sound vibrations. And when we take one line, so this line can be split into like three letters, something like that. We split it, and then when we see that pattern, it will comes to one particular line. It is like a samasa or sandhis. Samasas or sandhis, they are called in the grammar. So they will be patterned each line in the similar way. So likewise, doing such kind of composing verses properly until 18,000 verses, it is not that much easy. On top of that, Bharatam and all the Vedas coming from here, perfectly aligning to pronounce the sound vibrations. Unless it is a divine power, it is not possible for the ordinary people. Okay, so that is Srimad Bhagavatam verse. So now, dear devotees, I request just go and take turns and to just understand the meanings of it. Usha Mataji, would you like to read, say any words about Yasyambasi Sayanasya?
Yes, Prabhu. Yasya means whose, like Yasyam Basi in the water, Ambasi in the water. So who is lying in the water? That person is called Yasyam Basi. So it's like a Vishnu lying in the water. Is it? Stays in the water. Ambasi means, yeah, whose person stays in the water. So Vishnu. So yes, Ambasi.
Yes, and he is lying on the bed of Sheshanaga.
Sheshanaga.
So when he is lying, that one, it is called
Sayan.
Sayanasya. He is lying down. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Can I request next Sanchita Mataji? Yoga Nidram Vitanmataha.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So here, Yoga Nidram Vitanvataha, it's talking about sleeping in meditation, that is, and ministering, which is controlling. So I think it's talking about Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Like in the first slok, as we know that the first Purusha is Karunadakshay Vishnu, and from his like innumerable holes on the pores and the skin comes out different universes, and the different universes which are covered half with water. So in that water, Garbhodakshay Vishnu is lying down in a yoga nidra, like half sleeping position, the meditating position, and from there he is ministering, he's controlling. Like of course I don't want to go to the next part, but from his navel Garbhodakshay Vishnu sprungs out, and then from there Brahma and all. So it's this line particularly talks about in the yoga nidra position, where Garbhodakshay Vishnu is lying and controlling. Am I correct, Prabhu?
Yes, perfectly explained. Thank you so much, Mataji. So that is all right if you just include even further lines, because to make that line complete, whatever you wanted to say, that is fine. It is what we would like to hear. Devotees understanding the context, that is when we are expecting. Thank you so much, Mataji. So can I request next Sita Sundari Mataji and Ram Laila Prabhuji about third line. Nabhirhada Ambujad Asi. Sita Sundari Mataji. Okay, Mataji is not available. Can I request Radha Sevaka Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Nabi is the navel. Radha out of the lake. From the lotus was manifested. So from Lord's navel, there's like a pool, like a lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem. And from that, a lotus comes from his navel.
Yes. Nabhirhada Ambujad. Ambuja is the lotus flower. So it is coming from here, manifested, and then Asit, and sitting on top of the lotus. That is Nabhirhada Ambujad Asit. So there the Brahma is a sitting place. Now, thank you so much, Mataji. That is a simple thing, but it would give something in the behind to everyone. Okay, so can I request? Yes, Mataji.
I was just going to say, it's like the umbilical cord. Like Lord doesn't need like a female, or he doesn't. He's able to do both. Mother and
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Yes, that is right. It's a kind of a umbilical cord, but he is outside of the umbilical cord. This stem and lotus flower. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Can I request the next Malti Mataji? Are you available? Okay, can I request Jahnakanya Mataji about the
Hare Krishna. Brahma Vishwa Srijampatihi. Brahma meaning the grandfather of the living beings. Vishwa, the universe. Srijam, the engineers. Patihi, master. So it's saying here that Brahma, the root of the family, the divine family, is he is the grandfather. So he actually managed to propagate he's actually allocated or ordained to propagate the the manifestation of the universe. So he is actually foreseeing that the process of the different planetary system is actually, it sprouts from Vishnu's navel, and it actually emerges into different planets. So he oversees that. I understand it to be, I'm not sure. So all the how many planets?
14.
14 planets. He's actually overseeing that is in situ. So it's actually utilized and understood by everybody. Hare Krishna, that's what I understand it. I don't know the planetary system, Prabhu. I'm really lost in it sometimes. So I'm learning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So that is, so Brahma, who is the grandfather of all the living beings, and he situated on the lotus flower, which has emanated from the Garbhodak Sai Vishnu's navel. So that is, and he creates this, what he does, the stem which has stem of the lotus flower, he split the stem into 3 parts. The top part is the one higher planetary systems, bottom part is the lower planetary systems, the middle one, in the yellow color, it is like a Swarloka, Bhurloka, Bhorloka, Swarloka. These are the middle planetary systems in a different color, yellow color. So likewise, these are the 3 bhuvana. It is mentioned, or 3 lokas, 3 bhuvana. And then further, he split each bhuvana or each loka into like 14, totally into 14. He makes 3 lokas into 14 planets. So, and then he creates the living entities accordingly, giving the material bodies. So that's why he is the grandfather of all the living beings. Okay, so that is the Garbhodak Sai Vishnus. And can I request Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to read the translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Last one, boss Prabhuji.
Translation Mataji for this one.
Okay. A part of the Purusa lays down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake, his body suppressed a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower out of this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So you wanted to add anything else, Mataji, from your understanding?
Who is Bhagwan, Godhead, and who is Brahma, great grandfather, or no, sorry, who is Godhead. His answer is Brahmanda. He is Param Purush. He laying down in water, ocean, Prabhuji. Then he got a lotus flower. Then Brahma is from the lotus feet. So that is Prabhuji. Cannot explain, sorry.
Thank you, Mataji. You did explain all these things perfectly, Mataji. Beautifully. Thank you so much, Mataji. So that is Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. So dear devotees, kindly remember this verse or try to get dharana is means reciting again and again. Yasyam vasisyanasya yoga nidram mitanvataha na bhradam bhujad asid brahma visrujam patihi. When we are keep reciting this one in our own time, you would remember this one, keep on coming to the mind. And because it is keep on coming to the mind due to the dharana, you don't get any other unnecessary thoughts into the mind. Okay, and this process is also recommended scientifically and from the Shastras. So now I request dear devotees, take a turn again, wherever it is possible, kindly, without looking, and try to recite the verse. We go from the bottom again, alphabetical list. Can I request Usha Mataji? So try to recite this verse without looking as much as possible, 3 times. And if you do it without looking from the all the 3 times, that is well and good.
Because of Hare Krishna, I will try. First one, okay, look, and then I try without looking. यस्याम्बसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रावितन्वतः नाभिरिदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजं पतिः यस्याम्बसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रावितन्वतः नाभिरिदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजं पतिः. I'll try now. यस्याम्बसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रावितन्वतः नाभिरिदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्म विश्वसृजं पतिः. Hare Krishna. I just tried my last one. I didn't remember.
Yes, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. So when you get a chance in the day, you just meditate on this verse, so you will remember very easily. Can I request Sanjita Mataji next, please? In a similar way, wherever it is possible, you can take a chance to pick the verse if needed. Try to remember and then recite, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I think the third line I'm getting forgetting the second word, but I'll try. Yeah. Yasambasi Shayanasya Yoga Yasambasi Shayanasya Yoga Nidram Vitamvatah Nabhihidambujat. Yes, Asid, yeah. Nabhihidambujadasid Brahma Vishwa Shijampatihi. Yeah. Yes. 3 times, Prabhu?
Mataji, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yasambasi Shayanasya Yoga Nidram Vitamvatah Nabhi Hradam Asid Brahma Vishwa Shijampatihi. Yasyambasi Shayanasya Yoga Nidra Vitanvatah Nabhihidam Bujadasid Brahma Vishwa Shijampatihi. Sorry, Prabhu, was trying.
Yeah, you tried your very best, Mataji. You'll remember it later on. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Right.
Can I Sita Sundari Mataji, if available?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay, I will try. Yasambasi Shanasya Jago Nidrabitam Bata Naviridayam Bhujat Ishat Brahmasya Vishya Srijampati Yasambasi Sanasya Yogo Nidra Vitambata Naviridaya Ambujat Asit Brahma Vishya Srijampati Yasambasi Sanasya Jago Nidrambitan Bata Naviridayam Bhujat Asit Brahma Vishya Srijampati. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mata. Very beautifully recited. So you remember this verse now. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Can I request Radha Sevika Mataji next?
यस्यांबसि सन्न्यासयोगनिद्रां वितान्वताः नाभिहृदां भूचाद् आसीत् ब्रह्मविश्वासृजाम्पतिः यस्यांबसि सन्न्यानस्य योगनिद्रां वितान्वतः नाभिहृदं भुजात् आसीत् ब्रह्मविश्वासृजाम्पतिः यस्यांबसि सयानस्य योगनिद्रां वितान्वतः नाभिहृदाम्बुजात् आसीत् ब्रह्मविश्वासृजाम्पतिः.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, Vitanvataha, it is Vitan, we need to pronounce Vitanvataha. When we do it prolongingly, it sound comes nice, but here, Yasyam Bhasi Sayanasya Yoganidram Vitanvataha. Vitanvataha. There is no prolonging here.
वितान्वतः
So, and Nabi Hradad Ambujad Nabhihrada Ambujad Asid Brahma Visrujampatihi. So we do it rhythmically, that is very beautiful, but make sure that wherever there is longing letters or short letters, that needs to be very stressed here. Could you please do that once again, Mataji?
यस्यांबसि सन्यानस्य योगनिद्रां वितान्वतः नाभिहृदम्बुजात् आसीत् ब्रह्मविश्वासृजाम्पतिः.
Yes,
Yes.
perfect. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely recited. Thank you so much. Can I request Malati Mataji if available? If not, can I request Jahnu Kanya Mataji?
Hare Krishna. I need to have a peek, Prabhu. I've gone out to practice. Hare Krishna. Yasyambasi sayanasya yogi nidram vittan vataha nabhi hiradai bhujadasi nabhi hiradam bhujadasid brahma brahma vishva Srijampati Yasyambasi Sayanasya Yoga Nidam Vitam Vataha Nabhidam Pujadasid Brahma Vishwa Srijampati Yasyambasi Sayanasya Yoga Nidram Vitan Vataha Nabiradam Bujad Asid Brahma Vishwa Srijampati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very beautiful Mataji. Thank you so much. We'll get. Can I request Garingi Mataji next?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. First, I will read 3 times. After that, I will try Prabhuji. Yes.
Sure, Mataji.
यस्यांबासि शयानस्य योगनिन्द्रम्बितं वतः नाभिहृदयम्बुजात् आसीत् विश्वसिजम्पतिः यस्यांबासि शयानस्य योगनिन्द्रं वितन्वतः नाभिदिदम्बुजदासीत् ब्रह्म विश्वसिजाम्पतिः यस्यांबासि शयानस्य योगनिन्द्रं वितन्वतः नाभिदिदम्बुजदासीत् ब्रह्म विश्वसिजाम्पतिः. Okay,
This
now.
is Patihi,
No,
please.
no, Prabhuji, I'm without looking. I will try, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yasyambasi sayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabi nabis Prabhuji, this one nabi didam bujada ashid brahma viswas Biswas Patiha. Prabhuji, this one I can. Sorry.
Sujam Patihi.
Brahma Biswas Sijam Patiha. Hare Krishna.
So you are the best student, Mataji. You remember everything all the time. So you do it all the time with all the pronunciations. So and here Patihi. So here this is Vitanvataha AH and here is IH. Whenever we see IH, it is Patihi and here Vitanvataha. So that we need to remember.
Patihi or Pati Taha.
Patihi. Patihi.
Patihi.
Patihi.
Okay.
And here in the top one, Vitanvataha. That comes because it is A is in front of H. And here I is in front of H.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So we shall just quickly read the purport and then conclude our session. Can I request the 3 devotees to read the first paragraph and the second devotee read the second 2 paragraphs, third devotee third paragraph.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Usha Mataji.
Okay. The first Purusha is the Karnadakshayi Vishnu. From his skin, whose innumerable universe has sprung up. In each and every universe, the Purusha enters as the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. He is lying within the half of the universe which is full with the water of his body. And from the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu has sprung the stem of the lotus flower, the birthplace of Brahma, who is the father of all living beings and the master of all the demigods, engineers engaged in the perfect design and working of the universal order. Within the stem of the lotus, there are 14 divisions of planetary systems, and the earthly planets are situated in the middle. Upward there are other better planetary systems, and the topmost system is called Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. Downwards from the earthly planetary system, there are 7 lower planetary systems inhabited by the Asuras and similar other materialistic living beings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Kaurangi Mataji, would you like to read next two?
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay. From Garbhogadasai Vishnu, there is expansion of the Karunadaksai Vishnu, who is the from there, yeah, Prabhuji?
Yes, it is. Kshirodakshai Vishnu.
Here, sorry. Of the Chirakadasai Vishnu, who is the collective Paramatma of all living beings. He is called Hari, and from him all incarnations within the universe are expanded. Therefore, the consolation is that the Purusha Avatara is manifested in three futures. First, the Karanadaksai, who created um, agri- aggregate material ingredients in the Mahat Tattva. Second, the Garbhagada Sai, who enters in each and every universe. And third, the um, Karun, uh, Karunadasai Vishnu, Shiragadasai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or um, inorganic. One who knows these uh, plenary features of the personality of Godhead knows Godhead property, and thus the knower becomes freed from the material condition of birth, death, old age, and disease, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully read. Can I request another devotee to read the last paragraph?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, please.
Yeah. In this sloka, the subject matter of Mahavishnu is summarized. The Mahavishnu lies down in some part of the spiritual sky by his own free will. Thus, he lies on the ocean of Karana, from where he glances over his material nature, and the Mahatattva is at once created. Thus, uh, electri- electrified electrified the power of the Lord. The material nature at once creates innumerable universes. Just as in due course a tree decorates itself with innumerable grown fruits, the seed of the tree is sown by the cultivator, and the tree or the creeper in due course becomes manifested with so many fruits. Nothing can take place without a cause. The Karana ocean is therefore called the casual ocean. Karana means casual. We should not foolishly accept the atheistic theory of creation. The description of the atheist is given in the Bhagavad Gita. The atheist does not believe in the Creator, but he cannot give a good theory to explain the creation. Material nature has no power to create without the power of the Purusha, just as a Prakriti or woman cannot produce a child without the connection of a Purusha or man. The Purusha impregnates and the Prakriti delivers. We should not expect milk from the fleshy bags on the neck of a goat, although they look like priestly nipples. Similarly, we should not expect any creative power from the material ingredients. We must believe in the power of the Purusha, who impregnates Prakriti or nature, because the Lord wished to lie down in meditation. the material energy created innumerable universes at once. In each of them, the Lord lay down, and thus all the planets and the different paraphernalia were created at once by the will of the Lord. The Lord has unlimited potencies, and thus he can act as he likes by perfect planning. Although personally he has nothing to do, no one is greater than or equal to him. That is the verdict of the Vedas. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So this is about Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So it is a beautiful explanation and the verse. So dear devotees, you understand what Prabhupada is explaining here. And also Prabhupada here in one statement, he mentions that who knows about the three expansions of Vishnu, three plenary features of personality of God knows Godhead properly. It is coming from Bruhad Smriti Vishnu Purana. There is one verse about the three deities, Karnatak Sai Vishnu, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, Kshirodak Sai Vishnu. Vishnustu Trini Rupani Purushakcha Anyuto Viduhu. So that verse starts like that. It is also coming from Prabhupada mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. So now this particular verse, Yasyam Basisayanasya Yoga Nidram Vitanmataha Nabhidram Bujad Asid Brahma Visrujam Padihi. So this is a very beautiful verse. So you can meditate this verse while working and all the time. When you are doing bathing, wherever you go, to the kitchen or living room, wherever you go, when you meditate this one, it will stay there. That is called dharana. Remembering again and again. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Sloka learning. Dear devotees, if you have got any questions or comments, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall conclude our session and continue with further japa.
Hare Krishna
Okay.
Prabhu, just please forgive me. There was a correction I wanted to make while Sita Sundari Mataji was reading. So, Karana is not like she mentioned as casual, it's causal. So, from cause we have like causal. So, it's causal, not casual. So, sometimes when
Sorry.
when we pronounce wrong, it's not, I don't want to correct you, just,
Casual means,
yeah.
I understand the difference of casual, and it will be from cause, causal.
Causal, yeah.
Sorry for the pronunciation because it was so
No,
bad.
that we have nothing. Yeah.
Thank you for your correction.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. It is very beautiful. Sometimes it remembers us. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so if you're all happy, we shall conclude and continue with further japa.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for taking the initiative every week. Sometimes I'm not able to join when we have to go to temple early, but whenever I do, I really relish these sessions. So let's all please unmute and say loud Hari Bol to Prabhu. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Prabhupada. Jai.
You are giving me opportunity to associate. Your association is very valuable. Every time you do it, but it is I am receiving that benefit from all of you. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Today is the beginning of in our traditional year. Is it Bengali New Year? Is it
Bengali
today?
New Year. Yes, Bengali New Year starts today. Yes.
Yeah. So please accept our humble obeisance in the very auspicious day of the beginning of our, like it was before, it was counted that it's still now traditional New Year. So we, like, traditionally we celebrate and this Pohela Boishak it is called. So
Yeah, we celebrate Hare Krishna. We celebrate actually the New Year, November, Bengali New Year. We chant Harinam, village, every house near to. So that is something is not relevant with link with us. For example, 1st of January, it has no in the Vedic tradition. But what do? We accept it and we chant. We do kirtan, so it's more kirtan. So the first of any new year, we can chant more and we can hear about Krishna Katha. That is auspicious. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah, just here, yes, Prabhu. Just wanted to add here that it's like from a WhatsApp group in with maternal place, like Nani's place. They do first Poila Vaishak and second Doshat. So 24 hours, 48 hours kirtan continuously. And yesterday was the Adhibhash. So Gaur Nitai is brought there, worshipped, and from then the kirtan starts, and it does not stop like for 48 hours. So very auspicious, and I miss those days when we could attend them. But yeah, now just seeing the pictures and video on WhatsApp. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing all this for the new year.
till now in our village also in it's happening during
In Bengal
the
part, in
Bengal
Bengal,
part.
this part or west and east, both part. This
We
is
really
going on.
miss those
Kirtan.
days.
Although this is they are doing the kirtan, maybe they are not as a Vaishnav. Some are professionally doing even some different, but they are not Vaishnav. But it's still going on.
Still
Yeah,
going.
going on. Harinam. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji or Mataji. It seemed like yesterday was our Nepalese New Year. Every time, one day before Bengali New Year.
Yes.
Yesterday, yeah, we have yesterday Mataji.
Haribol. What do you do in New Year? Is a Harinam also?
No, Prabhuji at home. I did what I am do always like that. Arati, chanting, then look after at home. Then more read Bhagavad Gita and other books. That's it, Prabhuji. Nothing to do
Yeah,
more.
yeah, that is great. But I am not telling a person, individual, but in tradition in Nepal, how is going on? That is I am asking.
They are eating, celebrating everything. But in ISKCON temple, the his name is Radha Govinda Hariji. His birthday was yesterday. Then and also other deity Gaur Nitai Param Dayalu Nitai Chaitanya. 3 years before installation, then they are very good celebration yesterday. I had look online live. That is good for us, Prabhuji. Very
Ah,
nice celebration they are there.
great, great.
It's gone Nepal or Kathmandu.
That's great. So, do you expect your grandchildren will come to with Harinam?
Yeah, I expected, but I teach him. He said now he's Haribol. Then he did Haribol. The Hare Krishna. There's Prabhuji. Nothing to do.
Haribo, Haribo. Joy, joy, joy. What is his name?
His name is Bibit.
Nice.
Then also my daughter, granddaughter and grandson, they are also when he met with me. Then Hare Krishna Ama Hare Krishna. They told me that. That's it, Prabhuji. Then my son also. They are just Hare Krishna with me. When they meet with us, then they told me Hare Krishna. That's it, Prabhuji.
Haribo. Hare Krishna.
Starting.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful.
They are not devotees, they are my children, that's why they know what.
They will be devotee. If once they present as a Hare Krishna or Haribol, they will be devotee. They are devotee. They will be maybe now or sooner or later.
Yes, yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Yeah,
Prabhuji. Thank you.
wishing everyone who is celebrating New Year and Gorangi Mataji who celebrated yesterday. We wish you a happy New Year and a great year ahead, Krishna conscious year ahead. And yeah, obeisances to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Happy New Year to all the
Happy New
devotees.
Year to all the devotees. Yeah. The
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Mataji.
Shubh
Prabhuji.
Shubha
Prabhuji,
Navabarsh.
Enjoy
Shubha
yourself.
Navabarsha. Shubha Navabarsha.
Yeah. Boisak, yeah. In Nepali calendar also they are telling Boisak.
Yeah, Baisak. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare
Haribol.
Hare
Bol. Have a Krishna conscious day.
and is the Gujarat
Haribol.
when is New Year for in the Gujarat, Mataji?
It's normally on Govardhan Puja. It's on
Govardhan
the
Puja.
day after Diwali. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Diwali. Yeah.
Annakut, Annakut Day, I think that's
Yes.
yeah.
Go Puja. Yeah, Go Puja
Govardhan.
Annakut. Yeah, Govardhan Puja. Yes.
Oh, nice.
it goes in the middle, isn't it? It is very separate from all other states of country. So this southern India, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, they celebrated on 5 days ago, and yesterday for Tamil and few other Vaishaki and Puthandu, few states, and today Bengali and Nepal, few more states.
And also,
But
Prabhu, Kerala, they do Vishu, I think Vishu, yeah. Yeah,
yes,
they also Vihu or Vishu. I'm not saying Vihu is Assamese. Yeah, and Vishu is Kerala. They also celebrate near Bengali New Year, and Punjab Lori they celebrate that. Yeah, and last week, as you mentioned, it was Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. A few others, Ugadi and mm, uh, Gudi. I think Gudi Parva. I think yeah. Yeah. Most of the New Years are during this time. Yeah.
and also in the calendar it is also Tulsi Jaladan also begins. It was
Yes.
From today.
From today. Yes. And it is also Nrisinghadev also the Chandan. Chandan Jatra is going to be started. Yeah.
yeah.
Tulsidan, yes. Water. Yeah. Jaldan, yes. If it is Narayan, we are keeping on water separately. Cooling. Yeah, cooling. For
So,
cooling system.
Prabhu, is it like Jagannath Chandan? Is he also covered in Chandan during this time, or is it some other time when in Puri? Ramlila
Yes.
Prabhu, do you know?
Yeah, this information, but this is the time to have cooling. But in Jagannath, I don't know. Normally, the tradition is Nrisinghadev, we do a whole month. Even Narayan. But in regarding Jagannath, I have no way because Jagannath they are doing another way before.
will be soon, I know.
Yeah, no, it is
When?
now. It's from coming now. But you can. I will inform you maybe. But I have no correct information. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Mataji, thank you, Prabhuji. So this this is also explained in iskandizetti.com. This Tulasi Jaladar begins. In this one, few lines is this month the sun moves into Mesha Rasi, Aris, and the new year begins accordingly to many calendars. Kesha Vrata starts for 1 month. One should control the senses, sleep on the earth, bathe twice daily near river, worship Lord, and give cloth, sugar, sesame, rice, and gold to the Brahmanas. If one worships Madhusudana in this month, one gains the benefit of 1 year's worship. While Keshavrata lasts, one may hang a pot with a hole in it, fill it with water, and dip water over Tulsi and a Shalagramasila. As it is getting hot by this time of the year in the northern hemisphere, it is pleasing for the Shaligram to receive cool waters dipped upon him. How to do this? Suspend a water pot that has a small hole in it over tulsi and over the shaligram and follow to drip. Some places they make a frame to facilitate this. Some will suspend a pot by a string or chain from the ceiling. For tulsi, this is especially done in the now hot northern hemisphere when water becomes a vital asset for the growth of Tulsi Devi. In the southern hemisphere, be careful not to overwater as we come out of summer into autumn. Few lines from iskandzeti.com. Tulsi Jalamatrena Chulikena Jala. And this is also coming from about Advaita Acharya worshipping the Salagram Sila. Tulasi Dalamatreena Jalasya Chulikeena va Vikirinete Sumatmanam Bhaktebhyo Bhaktavatsalaha. He will sell himself, give himself to the one who is worshipping him with tulsi leaves and water. Very beautiful verse. Advaita Acharya followed that one. Any other?
Yeah, this is also tradition, but this day normally we start this day or previous day we do also celebration with dohi, yogurt, puffed rice. So this is also traditional we are doing because people are become warm, this hot to now this day. So we started this day to take yogurt, puffed rice, other things as a dry food. Yeah. But this is the best thing because the traditional we also give to Narayan, Jagannath. Then we take prasadam. But before people are practiced this thing without as following without knowing, but they are not offering at that time correctly. They are not offering. But now who are coming in the Krishna consciousness, they give to Jagannath dahi, yogurt, and they we can take prasadam. Is it not, Gauranga Mataji?
Gauranga Mataji.
Yeah, I think she is a little busy. Yeah. Sita Mataji maybe no add.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji, for
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
question.
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. So, the updates, then we shall conclude our session.
Hi, Teja.
Jitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Adanta Koti Vaishnavanta Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.